Hey there, meetings that matter. Welcome to day 106 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we're talking about meetings, and this is a great topic and a great subject because most of us, in some way, shape, or form, spend quite a significant amount of time in some sort of meeting with other people, talking to other people. Might be meeting with people one-on-one. It might be meeting with people in department head meetings or something like that, depending on what type of a job or occupation you have. Maybe it's in discovery meetings. There's all types of meetings, right? And I did an exercise once. I was working in my business instead of on my business because somebody had a problem and couldn't come in. And in manufacturing, each role depends on the other position being filled so that the line runs efficiently. So I was doing that, and I started thinking about how much time have I actually wasted, not just in meetings, but wasted instead of working on my business, and I was working in it as I cooked ravioli for the day. And it taught me a big lesson in choosing how I spend my time wisely, both in my professional as well as my personal life. And today we're talking about our personal life, right? The Supersize You annual challenge is all about us becoming a better human being, being the best possible version of ourselves. And part of that is making sure how we show up is appropriate for the situation. Now, I don't know about you, but we have lots of different types of meetings. We meet with the clergy before we get married, if you happen to have a religious wedding. We meet with different people. We have case study team groups now in education. We are in relationships all the time and attending different types of meetings. And my question for you is, how prepared are you for those meetings? Do you have an agenda or an outcome in mind before you invest your time meeting with anybody? You know, spending time with your kids can be considered a meeting. What's your agenda? What's your intent? What's your outcome? What's your purpose for hanging out with your kids? I hope one of them is fun to express love and nurturing and coaching and relationship building and communication and emotional regulation. Any and all of those things could be just, you know, taking your kids to the playground, taking your grandkids to the playground. But is there an intent? And there's always an underlying intent, right? Maybe it's just because they're having a crazy day and you want them to calm down, so you're going to take them to the playground for a little while. So you can have a couple of minutes of them running around in a safe environment and you getting to breathe while you watch them run around and play. So meetings. I'm curious. I'd like to have everybody in the comments below share, do you spend a lot of time in meetings? And of those meetings that you participate in and are required to go to, how much of that time do you think is productive and how much of it do you think is just a waste of time and energy? And then one thing I used to do, and I don't do it anymore because we've set things up to run really smoothly in my life and my businesses, but I used to calculate what was the cost per hour of each meeting. So for example, in corporate America, we would have a department head meeting. The hourly cost, or the hourly, take our salaries divided by and figure out a per hour rate times the number of people in that room or added together, was usually tens of thousands of dollars for sure. And was that meeting going to give us that return on investment by tying up everybody's time? For the most part, the answer was no. Most of those meetings were just automatic meetings because that's the way we do it in our business. That's the way we've always done it. That's the way we're going to continue to do it. Nobody stepped back and said, okay, well, really, we only need these 3 people to get together. So you 3 people get together and deal with this. The rest of us are going to do things that are more value added to the organization. So that's a little more business related, but it applies to our personal life too, because you know what? Each and every one of us gets 24 hours in each day that we're here on the planet. And we don't know how many days that's going to be, but we only get the same 24 hours. So we need to prioritize, what are we going to invest our time in? What are we going to spend our time on to create the life that we want? Some meetings are absolutely positively essential. Got to meet with your tax or your accountant, right? Usually, most of us do. Or we have to figure out how to do it ourselves. I will tell you from personal experience, it's a whole lot easier to hire a tax expert than to figure it all out yourself. I did that for years, and I realized that I was just, I don't know if it was a pride or ego thing. Hey, I know how to do this. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to keep up with it. But the tax codes exploded. My business life and my life, my jobs and things got more complicated. And as the rules and the guidelines changed, I was like, okay, time out, uncle. This has gotten too complicated. It's not worth my time and energy. I can prep all the stuff and take it to my accountant. That's how I prepare and add value to the meeting when we got together. But otherwise, I didn't have to do any of that. Sorry, I got an alarm going off. Okay, so meetings, are they productive? A couple of things about meetings in general. Most meetings are absolutely positively not productive, and they're a waste of time. And I can say that with 100% confidence, because I don't think much has changed in the last few years, especially since the pandemic. I think things have gotten less efficient with so many people remotely working and things. And I know remote workers, I'm work from my home too, so I see both sides of that. But the truth is, if you're in a different environment, it has an impact on your performance. It has an impact on us, our psyche, our performance, our relationships, everything. But most meetings are a waste of time because they don't have a clear agenda. They don't start and stop on time. They don't have people there giving their undivided attention to the topic and the outcome desired at hand. They have people multitasking, sitting on their phones. I've been in meetings where people are sitting on their phone playing games. Really? Why are you here? If you can sit on your phone and play a game throughout a meeting or scroll or answer messages throughout a meeting, why are you there? You're obviously not an essential component to that meeting and to making decisions. Meeting roles. We need to have roles. If we're going to call a meeting, somebody's a facilitator. Somebody is going to keep track of time and make sure we stay on time. A timekeeper, which is usually the facilitator. Usually we need somebody to take notes and capture things. I'm going to an AI thing this week. I'm sure there's a way to get some AI to take notes for you during the meeting, so no human being actually has to do that. So that's one less person that has to be there. And then the participants need to come prepared and engaged. They have to actually be present and come. Your responsibility as a human being is to make sure if you're going to a meeting, you go prepared, you go engaged, you go and add value where you can, and you start and stop on time. If you're setting up and running the meeting, it's your responsibility to be on time, set the example for everybody else, and then to start on time. End every meeting with a decision that's been made. Start every meeting with an agenda and an outcome. This is why we're here. So everybody is on the same page. We're not here to do 18,000 things. We're here to do maybe 1 to 3 things. We need to make a decision about X. We need to plan out, and let's get a smaller committee together to plan out this particular project. Each item that's on the agenda then needs an owner, an action item. What is the next thing that we can expect to see as a result of this meeting? And then what are the next steps? If there are next steps, do we need to meet again? I was in a corporate world where it was endless meetings. I used to go to work early so that I could get all the stuff I wanted to get done during the day ahead of time, done before anybody else came to work, because I knew that once the meeting started, I wasn't going to get anything else I wanted to get accomplished because it sucked the time out of my day and out of my life and out of my energy. But only the meetings that I wasn't leading, of course. So share in the comments below. I'm going to stop beating a dead horse because I think we all know this. But in the comments below, share to you what makes an awesome meeting. What makes a great meeting? A meeting that we all walk away from feeling good, knowing who's doing what, that is a productive meeting in my humble opinion. So what makes a good meeting to you? Share in the comments below so we can learn from one another. Go out and make it an awesome day. And I will hope that you don't have too many meetings today. Bye. See you tomorrow.